All right, y'all, just real quick, this is just going to be some minor IT stuff, but do it yourself if you do end up in this type of situation. So right now, the current situation is that we moved into my in-laws, and I'm trying to get the Ethernet, pretty much the network connection settled for my office. Now, currently, the modem that we have, which is Xfinity, is sitting in my daughter's room. So I have to get this long Ethernet, and it goes all the way to the room next door, which is the office. And my wife doesn't like that, so I gotta switch it up. Now, there's a coax outlet, see this coax cable, that is also in the other room. But the problem is, it's not connecting to it right now. So this is a video on how we can go ahead and activate the network in that room so that I can move this modem into that room and still retain my internet connection. Now, this is gonna be fresh, so it's gonna be a little troubleshooting, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So if you guys take a look, there's the Coax. If you guys take a look, this is the coax port that's right here. So this sits in pretty much all the rooms that you have. Now, again, this is for internet connections that are coax. If you have fiber, it's a completely different connection, but this one will sit within all the rooms. So the current cable is this black one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this out. I have the app to tell if this connected, and I'm going to go ahead and switch the cabling, but I got to do a lot of back and forth. So there's going to be a lot of cutting going here. So back when I was living with my mom, I used to work for an online company, and we had the coax cable Ethernet connection, but it was coming from the downstairs, and I needed it to be a little more private so that I had, you know, some privacy while I was working, wasn't too loud and stuff like that. So essentially, this is the Ethernet, well, the coax port box. Now, in some houses, it's inside the house like it was at my mother's house. So today I was searching all over the inside of my in-laws house and could not find it, but my wife told me, oh, it's outside. So sure enough, it was sitting out here. Again, sometimes it's in the house, but it's going to be somewhere. As you can see, all these cables are all the rooms in the upstairs. I think some that are downstairs that are connected to it. Now, these are the ports that we're looking for right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this one first and see, and then go back upstairs. Honestly, I don't even have to do that. I can just check the app on my phone. As we can see that we have connection. So the second that I unplug this, if that's the cable that goes to my daughter's room, then I'll be able to see right here because it'll show up. Okay guys, it looked like it finally took a second, but looks like I actually found the actual cable. It was in the H1 out. Let me go ahead and take this. I started from the right and literally went all the way to the left just to find that the cable I was looking for was this last one. Actually, just to make sure, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see if this reconnects. And now it's reconnecting. All right, so let me go ahead and take this one back out and then show that it's disconnected again. We'll be right back. And boom, just like that. If you guys remember in the beginning of the video, this LED light was actually white and now it's yellow, trying to search for the connection. For some odd reason, there we go. Now the app is showing that it's offline. So we found the right port, we found the right connection. So now what I'm gonna do is, the less walking down I gotta do because this thing is upstairs and I was all the way from the outside. So the easiest thing that I should probably do is probably go connect this to the other room and then just go through each of the ports that's already not connected and just go through them one by one and see if we establish the connection. Once we get that, then we're good to go. Okay, so this is going to be the final placement. We're just putting it here just to make sure that the thing works. Looks like we got a little guardian of the internet box.
Hello there.
Oh, all right, bro, chill out. All right, for some odd reason, cable number 2 is not staying. So, all right, this is the one that we did. So let's go ahead and try this one. All right, so that one went in just fine. I'm not sure what's up with the other one. Let's go ahead and see. All right, let me go ahead and check upstairs again.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, it took a second, but finally successful. Let's go ahead and head outside and see what we got. All right guys, so the dumb mistake that I made was to assume that I was able to locate which one was the actual port for the office. Obviously I didn't. So the one that was right here on output M2, that I switched over to H1, and now that's how we have our connection now. So pretty much that's all we gotta do, is just make sure we locate which one is the actual active port from the room that you were originally in. And unfortunately for this situation, I mean, it's best to have labels to know which room is which. And in some cases you'll have a device to where you can locate which is the actual connecting port. But in ours, it took forever. I didn't know I had to switch back to these. I assumed that it was one of these two or one of the open ones, but it wasn't. But essentially that's all we got to do. You just make sure you find that cable. One of these cables is gonna go to the room that you're trying to connect to, and you just gotta find which port is the active one, and you're good, connected there.